So let's get started. Now, my name is Raul John Aju. I am somehow known as the AI kid of India. But one fun fact about AI is that AI is growing faster than any other technology in the world, right? Take internet for example. It took more than 30 years for it to reach a billion users. I mean, it's a billion users. Obviously, it will take 13 years. Now, if we go to smartphones, it took 15 years to reach a billion users. Now, what about AI? Guess 10 years, 9 years, 8 years at least, right? Obviously, a year, right? No. AI took not years, but months to reach a billion users. That is just what is different about AI. But there's a small, teeny, tiny problem. Because of this, while technology is exponentially growing in the field of AI, governance is not, right? Our how we control AI to be used in the right way is not. Now, what do you mean by this? And Rahul, why are you talking by this? Let me explain. See, if you go back 5, 6 years back, there's this actor Amir Khan. I think a lot of everyone here might be a fan of him, but there's a video released talking about him being a fan of one of the political parties. Now, here's the thing. He supported a political party, a video being out there. There's nothing wrong about that. But the thing was, that video was completely AI generated and deepfaked and fake. But a lot of people blindly believed that Amir Khan was supporting that party. And this was not today. This was 7, 8 years back when AI was not even popular, guys. Like, imagine, right? So, what about now? When it is so popular, easily accessible. What is the difference now? See, the gap between innovation and governance is where trust is built or lost. We need to make sure while we are using AI, the innovation should be there. But at the same time, we should restrict ourselves in some way also. That is what I'm going to talk about today. So let's get started, right? Okay, first of all, why is India here? Why is India important in this stage? Because yes, while the rest of the world, they need restrictions and doing all this, India is one of the first people, I believe, that should, create its own ministries and create its own laws also. How? See, India is one of the largest world's fast growing digital, economies, right? Everyone agree? It also has the largest number of young population like us, right? And even one of the largest developer communities. We have a lot of large things in short, right? Even lot of startups are being built across AI and healthcare, law, logistics, agriculture. Even our defense has its own ChatGPT, a custom build, right? So we are doing a lot of innovations in AI. So the question is not, will we use AI or will India adopt AI? The question is this. Okay, before that, I just want to add one thing. While all these people are making startups and all this, including me, a 16-year-old is building startups and all. So I believe if I can do it, why not the rest of the world, right? And I feel India is very ahead on that as well. We are building stuff, but we're not reaching out or controlling it in the right way. So the question is not if India will adopt AI the right way. The question is, how do we build AI systems that scale across society, and the innovation in AI is done, but at the same time, we control it in the right way. Because that is where the trust is built, the markets and institutions will be able to use AI, right? So that's what I'll be talking about. Now, see, everyone thinks AI is just a tool, right? I mean, in a lot of ways, it is. Helping you edit videos, helping you do small things, but a lot of ways, it is not. AI is actually a big part of our infrastructure today. What do I mean by that? Okay, AI is actually influencing decisions across our economy right now. I'll give an example, like who gets hired, who gets loaned, who gets flagged for something illegal they have done. We are actually using it. Amazon and even HP as a company, they have been using AI to go from 7 weeks of hiring to 1 week. So literally you're making critical decisions about people's life. If they get a job, if they don't get a job with AI. So shouldn't we make sure it's regulated and used in the right way? Agree, guys? So that is what matters here. See, when technology influences decisions affecting millions of people and billions of dollars, it stops being a tool and it starts being an infrastructure. And that, I'm going to talk about how do we make that infrastructure right and what are some rules that need. Because as we all know, India doesn't right now have a lot of set of rules for AI, right? And that is what I'll be talking about today. One of the thing how we use AI is algorithm bias in hiring and learning. If you have a company or if you ever were to apply for a company, someone here will, right, who can't live without jobs. One thing is, I'm pretty sure there will always be an AI step also that will select you. If should you be hired in your company, should you not be? So when that's happening, there's a small problem because AI is the one determining this opportunity. Do you get a job? Do you don't? But the problem is, how it selects you as a person is based on all the previous data. So let's say if mostly men were selected to do engineering jobs, what will AI also think that they should be the one? So should that bias be there? No, right? Everyone deserves an equal opportunity. Some biases should not exist like that, based on gender, based on race, like anything, because that is not how AI should review. And that can actually be changed. I mean, look at banks. Even banks are using AI and to give people loans also, not just based on their credit score, but also their bills, if they're paying their bills on time, a lot of other things. Electricity bill, rent, all these things matter. And AI looks at those before even a human goes to approve the loan. So this is just, this is not about creating a picture or using ChatGPT. This AI is affecting a lot of people. Now, right now, the biggest thing is India, we talk about being diversity and harmony, right? And India has a lot of diversity. But also that's one of the problems with AI also. Because we have a lot of diversity, there are a lot of languages, there's a lot of castes, this, that. Because of that, chances of AI being biased towards one thing is way higher. So how do we solve this? So that we can get hired to jobs, not AI selecting us. Because at the end of the day, AI is supposed to give us supposed to give us jobs, not take our jobs, right? So how do you do that? When someone is rejected for a job or denied a loan today, they often receive no explanation at all. I believe that can change. So imagine you are applying for a job, okay? And what happens is you're just said, okay, you're not accepted. Do they tell you a reason also, right? Why you're not accepted? What if the same could happen with AI? When AI doesn't choose choose a certain person for being hired in one place, this AI can actually tell them, right? It can actually tell them ki, this is why we didn't choose you because you didn't have this skill or we found someone better because of this. An explanation should be there. And in that explanation, if there is something, let's say racist or anything like that, then we'll understand, okay, this is biased. We shouldn't use that. Right? I feel that explanation should be given. Second, that is the first thing, right to explanation. Second, I also believe there should be a human in the loop, right? I think everyone believes that. We shouldn't just give the whole thing to AI, which you won't believe it. A lot of companies are doing that. They're hiring people just by believing in AI. Imagine that. And I don't see that as the future at all. Now, and I also believe one more thing. We should do regular algorithm audits. Now, what do I mean by algorithm audits and all? Whenever these AIs run, we should make sure audits are run on top of it to make sure there are no bias, to make sure this doesn't work. So it should comply with hiring, lending, insurance, everywhere. And based on regular audits, the models are not penalized applications based on historical data. Basically, based on history, it should not choose someone based on their color or gender, anything like that. And we have to test it rigorously. And I think that matters a lot because right now, a lot of models are having that problems. It's all over the news. Now, let's go to the next problem, which is deepfakes and information integrity. Now, what do I mean by this? Remember, second slide, I was talking about the Amar Khan, how a deepfake was created. That is just the starting of the problems. If you now zoom in, anyone can now generate realistic, fake videos, images, and voice. Yeah. I mean, I can create a clone of me, right? How do you do that? And how do we, protect ourselves from it? Right now, it's very easy to impersonate leaders, fabricate incidents, and manipulate markets, right? I was talking about the voting. Literally, our whole elections could have been changed just because of one fake video by AI, right? It can actually manipulate the markets, not just, let's say, governance, but even through a company's point of view. A company can release a video saying we partnered with Shah Rukh Khan to do something, something, right? Even though they have not. They don't have the full right, even though I would like to, but they have not. So, how do we make sure that is controlled? How do you make sure deepfake is controlled? That is where, see, at the end of the day, we are not. I'm not talking about controlling in a way like restrict your creativity. Don't do that. Don't do this. It's not about restricting creativity. It's about ensuring authenticity and traceability. Where this came from? Is this authentic? Is this AI? It is not AI. We should be telling people right away, right? For example, one of the ideas which I had was mandate labeling of AI generated media. Now, if you notice, people who use Instagram and Facebook, which is many of you guys, is that when you use, you'll see on the top left corner of some posts which are AI generated, saying it's AI generated in a bracket, right? But it's only for some. I can generate a video today and I can just say it's not AI generated and it won't come. We should not have that. I believe, when you look at a picture, you see a picture, but behind that, there's a lot of metadata. When the picture was taken, the date, etc. Right? So, that metadata, why can't we add it if it is AI or not in that metadata? When an AI picture is generated, we can add, just like we add dates and days of when the picture was taken, we can also add the days of when the picture was generated, right? And it's an AI generated. So when we upload to a social media, they will automatically know. This is a type of labeling. Same thing we can also have as watermark. Everyone knows what watermarks is, right? When something is AI generated, just have it on top left corner or somewhere. The thing about that is that it can be cropped out and all. The other one, if it is in the metadata, it is less harder to remove, right? You will need a bit of expertise at least compared to just cropping the picture. Now, third one is platform responsibility, right? This is not just Meta. I believe all the platforms should make sure to tell people when something is AI generated, when something is not. See, I'm not just talking about this because it's the election thing or because it's a business's risk. When we scroll through social media, we believe everything. Even if how much we say we don't, we all will do eventually, right? Unless we know it is AI. It's very harder for us to differentiate what is real, what is not real now. That is where this can help us, right? So we should label what is AI, what is not AI. That is the solution for deepfake. Now, third thing is data privacy in the age of AI. I mean, right now, if you think about it, we have very less privacy, right? Already. And in the age of AI, though, all the privacy we had also, boom, gone. Like, who cares about privacy, right? Should I just skip this part? At the end of the day, I should talk about it. But what I'm trying to say is AI runs on data. Everyone knows that. Massive amounts of personal data. I mean, Google, OpenAI, they run out of data to take from the internet. So they collaborated with Reddit, one of the social medias, so they could get more data out of them to train their AI. And every time you guys join a trend of, let's say, Ghibli and other trends, what happens is their AI is being trained on that also. You're just training yourself into them for free, Take a picture of me, cool. You won't give it to a stranger, but you will give it to a random AI. See, you have to think about that side. So, see, another thing is that models can infer what you have never shared also. What do I mean by that? See, at the end of the day, imagine one day you upload an Aadhaar card into an AI. You might not get it back, but some way or the other, do you know there was a time where another user got their Aadhaar card, someone else's Aadhaar card, as a result in their response. Do you really want your Aadhaar card to be out to people now? Because that actually happened, by the way. It's a real case that happened with ChatGPT. A real Aadhaar card got leaked just because someone else put it, right? So what I'm trying to say is that how much ever they say we don't train your data, I'm not saying they might or they might not. That is not the question. I believe how you train the data, how you get the data also matters. So there was this act by the Indian Digital Personal Data Protection Act in 2023, which is a strong first step. But that is not meant for AI, by the way. That is just digitally for us, right? For us to know about it. But this act, I think, could be redone for focusing on a bit of AI also, because it doesn't focus on, how much data we get as a user of AI, how much we are giving, what data can it be trained on, right? Where does Cloud, OpenAI, and all get our data? It's through online and all this. Did they take our permission for that? No. Should we? Should we give a permission? No, right? We should have our options. All these things, I think, we can definitely add. Now, transparency in training. Companies should be told to reveal where they're getting the data from, right? First. Second thing, now that is the first. Now, the last thing, the fourth thing which I want to cover is AI and the future of work, because that is what the whole topic is about. So I should cover that, right? I don't want to talk about this boring topic of regulation and just leave. Like I said, that is a very important topic, but I believe this is also very important. If you don't have jobs in the future, how are we going to survive, right? See, one is, right now, we know AI is accelerating across industries, right? It's everywhere where we look. Open our smartphone, social media creators are using it like Tirth and me. Go to hospital, there is actually being AI used there. Literally, there's no one who doesn't use AI, right? So we know that it's being used in customer support, data analysis, content creation, logistics, all these places, it's already being used. Now, what's your guys' dream to be? What if AI is already being used there? I believe it is. I'm pretty sure it will be. So how do you set yourself apart? See, India has one of the world's largest young workforces. Like I said, largest in everything. So we have that. We can take advantage of that. If automation outpaces adaptation, it creates disruption, right? If we just start to automate everything and people start adapting to that, people stop learning about it, then AI will just take your job. So that is why I believe AI will not take your job, but someone using AI will. So use as much as AI as possible. That will set you apart. But in short, that is what I also try to provide, right? I try to give AI education also as much as possible. I train more than 700,000 students online to ThinkCraft. I go to colleges and all, take sessions about AI, because I believe the basics about AI should be learned. Because if we don't know about AI, AI will take our job. Look back at computers and all these things. If we didn't use computers, computers would have taken our job. See, at the end of this presentation, I just want to end off with one thing. Okay, this presentation was not about who AI will take a job, about regulation, or none of this. It's about three things: our basic rights of knowing knowing our privacy. It's about how AI should be used in our daily life, our basic right of getting a job, to getting a loan. How should that be controlled? Use AI, but use it the right way. Even if we are using it, even if a bank is using it, anyone is using it, how you use it matters. And that's what I wanted to cover today. That's it. Thank you.